Hi everyone, it's me, Haley. I haven't done a video in a very long time, but that's okay because I think I'm pretty confident in what I want to turn my YouTube channel into. If you want to know why I haven't been on YouTube very long, I will post a blog post soon, and I'll leave my blog link in the description below. Without further ado, I'm going to tell you the story about how I became a corrupted leprechaun, according to Dan Is Not on Fire / Dan Howard and Phil Lester, or Amazing Phil. So I used to work at Hollywood Studios, aka Disney World, last year for Spring Advantage college program. And yes, side note, I will be making a video / numerous blog posts about that. I just haven't had the time to collect my thoughts and tell exactly what stories and, find out what everyone wants to know about it, because I get questions about it daily. So anyways, so if you know anything about YouTubers or YouTube, then you know that there's conventions that happen all the time. For instance, there's Playlist Live or VidCon. And Playlist Live happens around March time, like the beginning of March or middle of March in Orlando, Florida. And that's around the time that I worked at Disney World, and I was actually scheduled to work on the day that they had Playlist Live, so I was so bummed. But then, the day that I had off was like, the whole Playlist Live thing, for the most part, was like over. They were done doing meet and greets and the whole like thing that they do. And YouTubers kind of stay here, from other countries or from other states even. They stay in their spots, and they go and then they explore. So then one day, okay, that's like a preface to the story. Okay, so then when I had a day off, it was a Tuesday, and I know it was a Tuesday because those were the days that I was guaranteed off the entire program, because I took like a Disney class, but it was the end of the Disney class or something, or it hadn't started yet, or one of those, I don't remember. But I do remember that, I just woke up that day feeling so anxious. Not in a good mood. I felt so heavy. There was I felt like if anyone talked to me, I was about to have a panic attack. And I don't mean those panic attacks where I just sit there and cry. I mean my panic attacks where I stop breathing. I feel like I'm like scratching my skin, like I'm out of my skin. Like, one of those horrible, oh my gosh. Okay, so my friends woke me up, and they were like, "We're all ready. Do you want to go with us to the parks?" And they saw the look on my face, and they smelled. Just everything about it. I did not feel good, and you can just look at me and tell. I can't do poker face. So they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I don't know. I really don't want to be talking about it. I just want to lay in bed all day." And they're like, "No, you're not. You're getting up and you're going with us." So I got up. They're like, "You have 5 minutes to get ready." I literally, I kid you not, it was like a movie or something, because I threw my hair up. It actually looked better than I thought it did. And I threw my hair up in a sock bun. I got myself ready in literally 5 minutes. Used minimal makeup, everything. And so then we made our way to Animal Kingdom. We had our little bit of fun there, and then that was the time for the groups to split. So my friend Kylie was like, "Hey, my friends from Indiana are coming in. Do you want to come meet them?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." So I get on the bus. We make our way there, and we meet up with her friends, and then we kind of do our thing in the parks. And as it always happens, we split up kind of momentarily. But what really happened was I kind of do things by myself a lot. When I'm in a big group, I get, I already had anxiety, by the way. Keep that in mind, because that is important later in the story. But I had, just, I don't know if it's social anxiety, really, but, I need a break, in the middle of hanging out with a big group. I had to go separate myself from the group and then come back, regroup and come back. And so, that's, a recent thing that, I never had that until I moved down to Georgia. So, anyway, so I separated myself, and and then all of a sudden I felt like I was an anxiety attack was coming on for no reason. I couldn't put any reasons to it. And so I go and I look for my friends, or Kylie and her friends, and so I turn around, and I'm in like Walt's Dream, which is like a museum of his life in the back of Hollywood Studios, if they even still have it open. And I was at the area where they have like a scaled replica of Cinderella's castle from Magic Kingdom. And like at this point, like I feel like I'm crawling out of my skin. Like I'm getting really itchy. And I turned to my right because I thought I saw them. I saw someone tall. Well, tall is Kylie. And obviously Dan and Phil are freaking tall. And so I turned to my right and I was like, oh my god, Dan and Phil? And like I asked, like it was like a question. Like, it was like, Dan and Phil, is that you? And they both looked up from their phones and they're like scrolling and doing whatever they're doing. It's none of my business. And they're both like hi. And immediately, without question, my panic attack comes in. I call it a fangirl moment, but honestly, I'm not really sure. Like, looking back on it, and even in the moment, I knew I was like, this is a panic attack. I can't control this. And I'm looking at them, like, people are looking at me because I'm freaking out. Like, it was humiliating. If you have anxiety, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so, I'm sitting there, I'm freaking out, I'm going like this, oh my god, it's Dan and Phil, like, I'm so sorry, I really don't mean to do this, because I met famous people before and I didn't react like that. Like, I'm not saying that they're not special, I'm just saying, like, because they're one of my favorite people in the whole world, but I'm just saying, like, my anxiety was acting up, and, like, I think that had a huge role to play in that fangirl moment. So, then I, like, it was just bad. So then, I went, like, I saw Kylie walking past, and I composed myself somehow while they were paying attention, like, me getting her. I composed myself, and I turned from psychotic panic attack girl to Disney cast member. So I went from, oh my god, tears, snot, not feeling good. And by the way, like, after this moment, too, I still didn't feel very good, but that's besides the point. And Kylie came over and I was like, this is Dan and Phil, you know, I showed you guys their videos, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm freaking out, right? And then, like, I get Kylie to take pictures, blah, blah, blah. And then, then Kylie went off with her friends again. And Dan and Phil and I were just having conversation. And they told me, I asked them, which is a question I ask every guest, which is, have you been on everything you want to be on? What's your favorite thing? And they're like, you know, we haven't really gotten to go on Rock and Roller Coaster. And I have friends who work on that ride. So they've given me, like, fast passes before for, like, whatever reasons, like, you know, if it breaks down or something. And so I was like, oh, hey, I have some extra ones. Do you want it? I was like, it's good for up to 3 people, and you can use it until the end of the month. So they took it. And then that's when... That's, like, Phil's story, but, yeah, I said, like, at the end of the whole conversation, I said, thank you so much, you guys made my day. They're like, no, you made our day, like, I'm so excited to ride this ride. And I was like, yeah, you won't regret it, it's my favorite. So, they go, and then that's a story that's in the description below. So, because my phone was dying, like, after I took those videos and stuff, I had a really horrible, like, old Samsung smartphone. And so the battery, like, as soon as I took a video or anything like that, like, I had to delete memory for stuff like that. And so it started dying. So I didn't check Snapchat, I didn't check Instagram, nothing. Like, I was like, I'll, like, tweet something along the lines of, oh my god, just met Dan and Phil. But yeah. So I go, and my friends and I go to Fantasmic. And that's, like, the fireworks show at the end of the day at Hollywood Studios. And I see Dan and Phil walking out. And I was like, no, I don't mean to stop you. I know it's your vacation, but, you know, did you enjoy Rock and Roller Coaster? And they were like, yeah, we broke down. I was like, what? And I started laughing. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but, like, that is hilarious. I was like, that would happen to you guys. I'm so sorry. You know what, side note, I totally missed my opportunity to tell them the reason that I'm so, or, like, one of the reasons of, like, many, that I'm so, like, obsessed with watching their videos is because we have, like, that same, like, bad luck streak. Like, these weird things happen to all of us. So I really, like, I laughed, but deep down, I knew that, like, that same thing would have happened to me too. I know, let's be real. So anyways, so then they proceed to tell me the cast member who was getting everyone to safety, you know, because that's, like, a huge drop, and it would be a fatal drop if you, like, it would be a miracle if you lived, if you dropped off the Rock and Roller Coaster down to the ground. Let's just say that. And so they're both like anxiety ridden about that situation, laughing about it, whatever. And so they proceed to tell me, yeah, the cast member who was helping us was really rude. And I mean, they didn't say it like that, by the way. That's how I said it. But they're like, yeah, they were kind of rude. And I was like, my face dropped. Like, I felt my face go like white. I felt it. I was like, because I told them, I was like, let me have a name. And the reason being is because at Disney, like, guest service is huge. So if you give like a bad rep to people, especially in a tough situation, you're supposed to keep your cool. Like, you're supposed to be the one in charge. We're the ones trained to handle those situations. So like, to give that vibe that like they're basically horrible people, you know, that looks good. That looks bad on the whole company, and that could like make or break some guests. Like, I've had some guests come up to me and like yell at me for something another guest or another cast member did. So I'm just saying, be careful. So then, you know, we had like our conversation. I was like, and then they told me, yeah, well, like, we got another fast pass for a different ride, and you know, it's fine, like, it all worked out. And I was like, okay, that's good. I'm so sorry that you experienced rudeness. Enjoy the rest of your vacation. We parted ways. So then, I get the, like, my mentions and my tweets blow up, and I'm like, what is going on? It's people stalking Dan and Bill. Do you know how bad I wanted to screenshot it and send it to them and be like, if these people stop you, don't stop. Like, they're stalking you around the park. They were asking me questions about, like, something along the lines of, like, oh, like, where did you see him? And, like, oh, this, I mean, just, like, really weird questions. Like, you need to tell us where he's, I don't know. It was, fangirls are weird. I know, I am one. But I would not stalk someone and not ask random people who you don't know to stalk people for you. That's just not how it works. No, like, I met him by chance. I met both of them by chance, not him. They're not one person. But I met Fan by chance. So I'm just saying that, no. So, anyways, that is my story. I'm going to end every story time with that. And I will see everyone later. Have a magical day.